There's something mysterious about 3 a.m. Ancient spiritual teachers, mystics and monks have all warned us. 3 a.m. is not just a random time. It's the devil's hour, the hour of silence, the time when the veil between worlds is at its thinnest. While most people are fast asleep, unaware, spiritual energies, both light and dark, are moving freely. But here's the terrifying part. If you do the wrong thing at 3 a.m., your third eye, the gateway to higher consciousness, could close forever. Now, that may sound dramatic, but this is not a superstition. Even Sadhguru has hinted at the hidden dangers of this sacred time. Buddhist teachings have long warned that certain activities done at 3 a.m. disrupt not just your energy field, but your karmic alignment. Your third eye, or Ajna chakra, is your soul's inner compass. If it shuts down, you'll lose your intuitive powers, your connection to higher awareness, and your ability to manifest. In this video, we reveal 7 specific things you must never do at 3 a.m. if you value your spiritual awakening. Each one is backed by ancient Eastern wisdom and modern spiritual insights. One mistake, just one, can seal your inner vision and halt your spiritual growth. You may think this is harmless, but stay until the end. The most innocent habits could be the very things draining your energy and closing your spiritual eye. And trust me, number 5 will make your jaw drop. Let's dive into the forbidden truths of the 3 a.m. hour and what you must avoid if you want your third eye to stay wide open. 1. Never stare at a mirror at 3 a.m. You might think looking into a mirror at 3 a.m. is harmless, but ancient teachings say it's one of the riskiest things you can do spiritually. Both Buddhist monks and Indian mystics, including Sadhguru, have warned that mirrors are not just reflective surfaces. They are portals to the unseen. And when you stare into one during the witching hour, you're not just seeing your reflection. You're potentially opening your energy field to forces you don't understand. Why is 3 a.m. so special? In spiritual traditions, it's known as the hour when the veil between worlds is thinnest. It's a time when most people are asleep and the spiritual realm becomes highly active. Buddhist monks rise around this hour for meditation because the mind is naturally more receptive, the ego is quieter, and the body is aligned for transcendence. But this also means that you are at your most energetically open and vulnerable. Now imagine gazing into a mirror at this exact time. You're not just seeing your face, you're interacting with your aura, your shadow, and possibly with entities that exist beyond the physical. Many spiritual practitioners believe that mirrors can trap energy, absorb emotions, and even reflect back negative karma if you're not careful. Sadhguru has said that the pineal gland, the physical anchor of the third eye, is extremely light sensitive. Mirrors distort and reflect light in unusual ways. At 3 a.m., that distortion affects your Ajna chakra, causing confusion, disorientation, and even blocking your inner sight. Some people report seeing their reflection move independently, blink when they didn't, or morph into something unrecognizable. These are not hallucinations, they're energy shifts caused by mirror interaction at the wrong time. Buddhism teaches mindfulness, especially around energy tools like fire, water, and mirrors. In temples, mirrors are rarely used and always kept away from sleeping or meditative spaces. Because once a mirror absorbs chaotic energy, it can begin to reflect that back into your field, disturbing your mental clarity and your third eye perception. So, next time you wake up at 3 a.m. and feel tempted to look into the mirror, resist. Instead, keep your gaze soft, stay grounded, and trust your inner eye. Because not everything in the mirror is just your face. Sometimes, it's your fears staring back. 2. Never speak negative words or curse at 3 a.m. What you say at 3 a.m. echoes louder than you realize, not just in the room, but in your soul. In Buddhist teachings, the practice of right speech is one of the noble eightfold paths. Words are seen as seeds that create karma, and between 2:40 a.m. and 3:30 a.m., the sacred hour, those seeds are more fertile than ever. Why? Because your subconscious mind is wide open, and your energy field is most sensitive. If you speak with anger, curse, or release fear-based words during this hour, you're not just venting, you're programming your spiritual blueprint. Sadhguru often says, what you speak becomes the quality of your mind. At 3 a.m. your brain is naturally in theta or delta wave states. the same frequency monks reach in deep meditation. In this state, everything you say bypasses logic and drops straight into your energetic memory. So when you say things like, "I hate my life," or "I can't take this anymore," you're not just speaking to yourself, you're casting spells over your future. Negative speech at this hour also affects your ajna chakra, or third eye. Words carry vibration, and when your words are rooted in fear, anger, or pain, that vibration closes your intuitive center. This is why people who regularly speak negatively at night often report confusion, strange dreams, mental fog, or feeling spiritually blocked. Buddhist monks begin their day around this hour not with complaints, but with mantras, chanting, or silent mindfulness. Why? Because the world is quiet, the ego is asleep, and the words you speak are like cosmic commands. You're literally programming your mind, body, and aura for the next 24 hours. And here's a deeper truth. When you curse someone else at 3 a.m., you're actually binding your own karma. You tie your energy to theirs. You reopen old wounds and attract unwanted spiritual attention. It's like sending a boomerang with fire. It may burn your enemy, but it will return to you hotter than before. Instead of speaking negatively, use this hour to whisper affirmations, speak peace, or simply remain silent. Silence itself is a mantra. At 3 a.m., your words are either your greatest tool or your deadliest weapon. Choose wisely. Your third eye is listening. 3. Never consume fear-based content at 3 a.m. It starts innocently. You can't sleep, so you reach for your phone. Maybe a ghost video pops up. Maybe you scroll through eerie TikToks or crime documentaries. But what seems like harmless late-night entertainment is, spiritually, a trap. At 3 a.m., watching or listening to fear-based content is one of the fastest ways to close your third eye, possibly for good. This time of night is known in Buddhist teachings as the hour of the spirit, a period when your soul is most receptive to higher truth. Monks in ancient temples would rise during this time to meditate, chant, or simply sit in silence. Why? Because between 2:30 and 4 a.m., the universe is whispering. But when you fill your consciousness with horror, violence, or fear, you're changing the frequency. You're turning the dial away from intuition and toward illusion. Your third eye, or ajna chakra, thrives on clarity, stillness, and truth. But fear clouds all of these. When you watch terrifying or negative content, your brain releases cortisol and adrenaline, flooding your system with survival mode chemicals. These not only shut down your spiritual awareness, they also harden the pineal gland, the physical seat of the third eye. Over time, your dreams fade, your instincts dull, and your inner guidance feels distant. Sadhguru warns that media is not just content, it's consciousness programming. At 3 a.m., your brain is operating at a low-frequency theta wave state, meaning it absorbs everything without resistance. What you see, you believe. What you hear, you absorb. That means every scream, every creepy visual, every violent plot becomes part of your energetic memory. Buddhism teaches that you become what you consume. At 3 a.m., this teaching is amplified. Watching fear-based content is like inviting chaos into your aura, and that chaos lives there, especially near your third eye. So what should you do instead? Try listening to sacred chants, peaceful sounds, or simply sitting in silence. Let your third eye receive clear signals from the universe, not distorted noise from the world. Because when fear becomes your diet, clarity becomes impossible. And your third eye doesn't just dim, it shuts off. 4. Never use your phone. Under bright light at 3 a.m., we've all done it, woken up in the middle of the night and instinctively grabbed our phones. Maybe you check the time, reply to a message, or scroll through social media. But here's what most people don't realize. Using your phone at 3 a.m., especially under bright artificial light, is one of the most dangerous things you can do to your third eye. Why? Because your third eye, also known as the ajna chakra, is intimately connected to your brain's light-sensitive pineal gland. This tiny organ, often referred to as the seat of the soul, is responsible for your circadian rhythm, intuition, and spiritual insight. And at night, especially between 2:30 a.m. and 4 a.m., it is at its most active and vulnerable, When you expose yourself to the blue light from your phone screen, you send a false signal to your brain that it's daytime. This disrupts your melatonin production, jolts your nervous system, and shocks your energetic body out of its spiritual alignment. Instead of receiving divine downloads, your mind becomes anxious, overstimulated, and disconnected. Sadhguru has repeatedly warned against using devices during the early morning hours. He says that the vibrations of digital content, especially meaningless scrolling, can fragment the mind and create energy disturbances that linger far beyond the moment. Buddhist monks follow strict nighttime rituals: no screens, no artificial light, no stimulation. Instead, they protect their energy with silence, meditation, or chanting. What makes it worse? The kind of content you consume. Social media is filled with envy, comparison, fear, and drama. Even if you're not actively absorbing negative content, your energy field is still being influenced. At 3 a.m., your energy field is wide open. Your phone becomes a gateway, not just for information, but for chaotic frequencies that clog your spiritual channel. Over time, this habit leads to insomnia, brain fog, emotional burnout, and, you guessed it, a blocked third eye. You stop dreaming clearly. Your intuition feels distant. You struggle to make spiritually aligned decisions. So what's the solution? If you must wake up at 3 a.m., resist the urge to check your phone. Keep the room dark. Breathe. Maybe say a mantra. Let your third eye stay open, clear, and connected to something far greater than a glowing screen. Because your soul deserves silence, not scrolling. 5. Never ignore a sudden wake-up at 3 a.m. Have you ever woken up suddenly at 3 a.m. for no apparent reason? No noise, no nightmare? Just a strange feeling that something or someone woke you up. Most people shrug it off and roll back to sleep. But in spiritual traditions, especially Buddhism and the yogic path, waking up at 3 a.m. is never random. It's a call from the universe. This moment is referred to as the divine hour, or the hour of the soul. It's when the ego sleeps, the physical world is still, and the veil between realms is at its thinnest. Buddhist monks intentionally rise during this time to pray, meditate, and tune in to subtle energies. But when you wake up spontaneously at 3 a.m., it may be a direct invitation from your higher self. Your third eye, the center of intuition and spiritual awareness, is wide open during this hour. If you ignore the wake-up call, you could be closing the door to messages, insights, or even divine warnings meant just for you. Many spiritual masters, including Sadhguru, say that energy at this hour is extremely supportive for transformation, but you must be conscious enough to respond. Ignoring a 3 a.m. wake-up not only weakens your spiritual sensitivity, it also trains your body to dismiss divine signals. If your spirit guides, ancestors, or your higher consciousness are trying to get through and you continue to ignore it, those messages may stop arriving. Over time, this weakens your third eye's ability to receive intuitive downloads and leaves you feeling disconnected or lost. So what should you do when you wake up at 3 a.m.? Don't panic. Don't reach for your phone. Sit up, take a few deep breaths, light a candle or whisper a simple mantra. Ask silently, what is being shown to me? You might receive an image, a word, a feeling, or just peace. That's your inner eye working. Many people report creative breakthroughs, prophetic dreams, and deep emotional healing simply by being awake and aware during this sacred time. But if you ignore it, you risk missing out on spiritual alignment and insights that only come once in a lifetime. So the next time your soul taps you awake at 3:00, answer the call. Your third eye is waiting. 6. Never light a candle without intention at 3 a.m. Lighting a candle in the dead of night seems calming, even spiritual. But at 3 a.m., that small flame can become a spiritual gateway, and if done carelessly, it can attract energies you're not prepared to handle. Both Buddhist teachings and yogic wisdom consider fire to be sacred and alive. It's not just light, it's a bridge between worlds. Sadhguru has often said that fire is not just a chemical reaction, it's an intelligence. When you light a candle, you're invoking this elemental force. And during the 3 a.m. hour, when the world is silent and the astral realm is active, that flame doesn't just illuminate your room, it sends out a spiritual signal. If your energy is anxious, angry, or confused, that's the frequency the flame will amplify and possibly attract. In Buddhist rituals, fire is used with extreme care. Monks chant mantras and set specific intentions before lighting any candle or oil lamp, especially at night. Why? Because fire opens portals, and unintended flames can invite unintended visitors. Lighting a candle at 3 a.m. without spiritual clarity could draw in wandering souls, unresolved karmic patterns, or even lower dimensional energies that latch onto open energy fields, especially your third eye chakra, which is fully active and receptive during this hour. Have you ever lit a candle and felt a strange chill? Seen the flame flicker violently for no reason? These are not coincidences. Fire responds to vibration. If you light it without purpose, you risk making your space spiritually unstable. Your third eye, which functions best in protected, focused environments, becomes disturbed by chaotic energy patterns released through careless rituals. The solution is simple. Always light a candle with intention. Whisper a mantra, say a prayer, or speak your desire clearly, whether it's peace, clarity, or protection. This aligns the flame with your purpose and shields your energy field from interference. You're telling the spiritual world, I'm in control of what enters this space. Remember, fire doesn't judge, it magnifies. If your spirit is grounded, fire will purify and awaken your third eye. But if you're careless, it may disturb more than just your night. It could block your path to awakening. So next time you reach for a candle at 3 a.m., don't take it lightly. Set your intention, light with purpose, and let the flame guide you, not haunt you. 7. Never eat salt or meat at 3 a.m. If you've ever woken up at 3 a.m. craving a snack, you're not alone. But grabbing something salty or reheating that leftover meat might be doing more than just satisfying late-night hunger. It might be silencing your third eye. Buddhist monks and yogis have long taught that the food you eat, and when you eat it, plays a major role in your spiritual energy. And at 3 a.m., your body is not meant to digest, it's meant to connect. This is a sacred time when your spirit is reaching upward while your physical body rests and regenerates. Eating heavy, dense foods like meat or anything salty anchors your energy downward, grounding you in the physical and blocking your access to higher consciousness. Sadhguru explains that food carries memory, energetic imprints that influence your vibration. Meat, in particular, holds the memory of fear, pain, and death from the animal's final moments. When you consume it during the 3 a.m. spiritual window, those energies interfere with your subtle body, especially the third eye chakra. This can lead to disturbed sleep, blocked intuition, and even strange dreams filled with anxiety or confusion. Salt, too, has grounding properties. While beneficial in small amounts during the day, eating salty snacks at night increases cortisol levels, spikes your blood pressure, and agitates the mind. The third eye thrives in stillness and clarity, but salt and meat introduce heaviness and chaos to your energetic system. In Buddhist monastic traditions, monks stop eating by sunset. Why? Not just for physical health, but to ensure their spiritual channels remain open and clear during the sacred hours of night. Food has vibration, and at 3 a.m. your vibration should be light, still, and tuned to the higher frequencies of the universe, not weighed down by digestion and earthly cravings. If you feel hungry at 3 a.m., try warm water with lemon, herbal tea, or even a few soaked almonds. These support your energy without disrupting your spiritual flow. Remember, food is not just nutrition, it's spiritual data. What you consume at 3 a.m. doesn't just affect your stomach, it shapes your aura. So next time you're tempted by salty chips or leftover meat, pause. Ask yourself, do I want to feed my body or nourish my soul? Because your third eye is listening and it knows the difference. Now that you know the truth, one thing is clear. 3 a.m. is not just a time on the clock. It's a spiritual checkpoint, a sacred doorway that opens when the rest of the world sleeps. What you do in this hour either unlocks your third eye or begins to close it, possibly forever. We've revealed 7 forbidden habits that most people do unconsciously, but now you understand their hidden cost. Looking into a mirror, speaking in anger, consuming fear, junk media, or food with dense energy. These aren't just bad habits, they are energetic roadblocks, disrupting the flow of your intuition, blocking your pineal gland, and pulling you further away from your higher self. Your third eye is your inner compass, your connection to divine wisdom, deep insight, and spiritual protection. Without it, life becomes dull, confusing, and reactive. But when it's open, you begin to see patterns, feel truths, and hear whispers from the universe that others miss completely. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. The more conscious you are at 3 a.m., the more powerfully you'll align with your spiritual purpose. So if you ever wake up during this sacred window, listen, be still, speak intention, light only what you must, and most importantly, protect your energy. Don't just go back to sleep, wake up. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone who needs this knowledge. Comment below with your own 3 a.m. experiences. We read every story. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more hidden spiritual truths, Buddhist wisdom, and life-changing insights that the mainstream won't tell you. Your third eye is the key. Keep it open, keep it safe, and we'll see you in the next video.